What I want to do now is just talk a little bit about my catch can installation on my 2008 Tucson Hyundai, and it's the beta engine gasoline version. Now, when I got my first car, it was a 1967 Ford Anglia, and what they used to do is they used to have a vented cap where the oil fumes used to just escape out into the atmosphere, and that wasn't very good for smells in the cabin and so on. So later what people did was they vented into the intake, and you can see here I've got the original pipe. It's a very simple little pipe. It goes from the back here into the intake, and what happens over time is that your throttle body and your intake get coated in a fine layer of oil, and it's not nice. Things just stick up and gunk up, and it's just not clean. So people suggested that I install one of these, a little catch can. It's very simple to do. I'll put the link in the description for this particular model. It comes from Korea, and everything you need is in the bag. The hoses, the bolt and some washers, and also the holding bracket. And I've mounted mine just here between the brake fluid reservoir and the fuse box and the air intake. It's short, and I've tried not to have any kinks to restrict airflow. There we go. And here I've lined up the tools that you'll need. You'll need a screwdriver to fasten the clips on the kit. You'll need this to remove the pipe. You can just see here that you grip this and hold it together while pulling it off. And you're going to need obviously a cutter to cut the hoses to length, and then you're going to need a socket with you're going to need 3 sockets for this job. The 17mm, that's for the nut on the can, and the 14mm, it's for the nut on the suspension strut. And then it helps a lot if you remove the cover plate. So I've got this on here, the 10mm that goes with the cover plate fastening bolts, and just 2 here. Okay, so what you do is you use the socket set to remove this. After that, you'll find this original pipe sitting here between the intake and the tappet cover, as they say, or the crankshaft or crankcase. And yeah, you proceed to remove this and attach the pipes in its place so that you get a good flow. And what the air is going to do is it's going to come out here. It's going to be laden with oil vapors and things, and it's going to go into this relatively cooler area, and the gas is going to condense, and the oil is going to collect at the bottom, and then somewhat cleaner air is going to pass out and get into the manifold. And that's that. And I've just done 55,000 kilometers on my car. I'll check it out later and see how much gunk this has managed to collect.